Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bandana if you're new here. And today I'm going to be reviewing the LA Girl foundation. This foundation is pretty new. I've seen it in stores recently and on Nykaa. So you can purchase it any of those two places. This is how the foundation looks like. You get 28 ml, that is 0.95 fluid ounces in one bottle. It says it's pro coverage, HD high definition, long wearing illuminating foundation. So it's supposed to be long wearing, it's supposed to have like a dewy finish. So I'm not going to be using any primer underneath this foundation. I really want to see how the foundation works well on its own. Before moving on to the demo part of the video, I'm going to do half my face with a Real Techniques Miracle Sponge and half my face with a Kabuki brush. I'm taking one pump from the back of my hand. And I'm first going in with the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. I guess it's a good day to try this foundation today because my skin has not been feeling its best, and we have a special guest here today, so we can totally see the coverage of this foundation today. My skin is generally dry. Normally it's really dry and sensitive, but today it doesn't seem to be very dry. I feel the color match is pretty correct. One pump is still going on, by the way. Right off the bat, the finish is very pretty. It is definitely dewy. And you can come to know this side of my face has foundation while this side does not. So as for the coverage, I'd say it's a good medium coverage. I wouldn't give this like a high coverage, but it's definitely medium to where it doesn't look cakey enough, because I feel some foundations which do not, I use foundations generally with light coverage because I feel on my skin type they tend to look less cakey if they are more natural. Putting some above my eyelid as well. So you can see this is half my face with foundation and this is without. So it's definitely covered, I'd say, a few spots I had. Some darkness, definitely covered pigmentation. I mean, I don't really have as much pigmentation, but maybe under my eyes. And my face is generally pink. I do get like red spots, so it's done a pretty good job to cover all that up. I really like the finish with the Real Techniques sponge. I feel the finish is really good. So you can actually come to know this is half without and this is half with. Foundations generally get pretty dry and cakey around my nose because my skin is really dry with them. This one doesn't seem to do that. This is still one pump. I have not put any more foundation in my hand. One pump is still going on. Foundation is very liquidy. It is not thick at all. It is very liquidy. I probably need half a pump more for my neck. Need half a pump more for my neck, so go ahead. For the next half, I'm going to use the Kabuki brush, and I have pumped another one on my hand. It is pretty liquidy, so it is, you can see it is falling off my hand. It is pretty liquidy. So I'm using a Kabuki brush, and I'm going to go to town. right off the bat, there is much more coverage with the brush rather than Real Techniques foundation sponge. But the finish of the Real Techniques sponge is much better than the brush. I feel the brush is not making it look cakey, but it's still not making it look very natural. This pimple hasn't really been covered that much, but it's not that red and inflamed as it was before. Another fact I noticed that in one pump I have covered my face and my neck with the brush, while with the Real Techniques sponge I used 1.5 pumps. So that's because the sponge absorbs the excess product, so it's going to use more product than a brush, but the finish of a sponge which is on this side I feel is much better. You might not understand on camera, but if I zoom you really close, I guess I'll zoom you in and I'll show it to you. Alright. Okay, so I'm going in with the second layer on the right hand side of my face just to see if this foundation can build up. Probably the coverage can be a little more higher than it is. So, let's see about that. So I use the second layer on this side of my face to see if it builds up well and if it doesn't look cakey, and it is not looking cakey at all. I went in with the second layer. It does have much more coverage than it did before, which is obvious. And I'd say I really like this foundation. But this is just my base. I haven't applied any powders, any concealer, bronzer, nothing. So I'll do that and come back to show you how this foundation looks with the products on, because generally you're not just going to use the foundation, you're going to use it with concealer as well, etc, etc. So guys, this is how my foundation looks after I've applied powder, concealer, bronzer, etc, etc. I feel it still has a dewy finish. I wouldn't say it's matte or natural, but the foundation sits really well on the skin. It's giving me a good amount of coverage, so it claims to be a medium coverage, and I think that's totally what it does. It's definitely luminous, and that's also one of the things it says. The long wearing feature, I'm not sure about that since I haven't worn this for a really long time. So you could check my description box, because I'll leave like some notes down in my description box as to how long the foundation lasted or if my thoughts changed over the day. For people with, especially with dry skin, or I'd even say normal skin, would really like this foundation. For people with oily skin or dry, I'd suggest you use a mattifying primer and I have set my foundation, but you definitely need to set this foundation, no matter oily, dry, or normal skin. But I'd say I'd rate this foundation a good 4 out of 5. Your makeup applies really smoothly on it. I didn't feel like it changed the look of my concealer or bronzer or highlight. So I'd say it's a very good foundation. Do go ahead and try it if you've been looking for a foundation, and this is pretty inexpensive. It's around 1,000 something. I'd leave the details below and where you can purchase it, so just check my description box. But as usual, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Comment below on whatever looks you'd like me to do next, or if you want me to review any certain products, and I'll see you in the next one.